Hello friends, Namaste. Welcome to the class on product design. In the previous video, we discussed about product planning and its importance. In this video, let us discuss about the process of developing product plan and mission statement. The product planning always starts with identifying opportunities and ends with mission statements of the project. There are 5 steps to develop a product plan and project mission statements. They are identify opportunities, evaluate and prioritize projects, allocate resource and plan timing, complete pre project planning, reflect on the results and the process. Let us discuss one by one in detail. Step 1, identify opportunities. The planning process begins with identification of product development opportunities. These steps can be thought of as the opportunity funnel because it brings together inputs from across the enterprise. Ideas for new products or features of the products may come from several sources. They are marketing and sales personnel, research and technology development organizations, current product development team, manufacturing and operations organizations, current or potential customers, third parties such as suppliers and business partners. The opportunity funnel can collect hundreds or even thousands of opportunities during a year, but all these ideas may not be feasible. So, the second step in product planning is evaluate and prioritize projects. Four basic perspectives are useful in evaluating and prioritizing opportunities. They are competitive strategy, marketing segment, technological trajectories, product planning, product platform planning. Let us discuss about the competitive strategy. It is defined as the long term plan of a particular company in order to gain competitive advantages over its competitors in the industry. It is aimed at creating defensive positions in an industry and generate superior rate of investment. Such type of strategies play a very important role when industry is very competitive and consumers are provided with the almost similar products. One can take example of mobile marketing. Next one, market segmentation. Market segmentation is a process of dividing a target market into smaller, more defined categories. It segments customers and audience into the groups that share similar characteristics such as demographic, interest, need, or location. Market segmentation help you to get know your customers, identify what's needed in your market segment and determine how you can best meet those needs with your product or services. Next one, technological trajectories, or sometimes it is also called as S curve. S curve is a predictable pattern that follow the technological cycle follow. What is this technological cycle? A cycle that begins with birth of a technology and ends when it's replaced by something substantially better. Let me explain S curve in detail. Here, x axis represents effort in times of time or money. Y axis represents performance improvement. Let us take an example of Kodak camera. Kodak cameras launched their uh, first camera somewhere in 1880s. Due to the continuous effort, there is a lot of improvement in the performance, but emergence of new technology, that is digital camera, results in the replacement of the existing technology. In the same way, now digital cameras are replaced by mobile phones. So what is the significance of S curve? So significance of S curve to the business managers today, that is impacts on managerial decisions, that is proper allocation of resources, understanding technological cycle of their own products. Managers can determine when is the appropriate time to replace the older technology with the newer technology. So next one is product platform planning. Since platform development can take from 2 to 10 times as much time and money as a derivative product development projects. A firm cannot afford to make every project a new the platform project. The critical strategic decision at this stage is whether a project will develop a derivative product from an existing platform or develop an entirely new product. Okay, the third step is allocation resource and plan timing. Resource allocation is a plan that you develop with the aim of the making the most of the available resources at your disposal in a project. Many organizations take on too many projects without regard for limited availability of development resource. As a result, skilled engineers and managers are assigned to more and more projects. Productivity drops off dramatically. Projects take longer to complete, products become late to the market, and profits are lower. Aggregating planning helps an organization make efficient use of its resources by pursuing only those projects that can reasonably completed with the budgeted resources. Next, project timing. What is project timing? Determining the timing and sequence of projects, sometimes called as pipeline management. Factors to be considered are timing of product introduction, technology readiness, market readiness, next competition. The next one is project pre-planning. The project pre-planning encompasses the process that occur after the project idea has been developed, which sometimes known as feasibility analysis. The main important factors to be considered during this are analyzing project risks, document scope design, design project execution plan, establish project control guidelines, compile project definition package. The next one, the fifth one is uh, what is this? Reflect on the results and the process. Although we show the planning process as essentially linear, the activities of selecting promising projects and allocating resources are inherently iterative. The realities of schedules and budgets often forces a reassessment of priorities and further refinement and culling of potential projects. The product plan is therefore re-evaluated frequently and should be modified based on the latest information from development teams, research laboratories, production, marketing, and service organization. This is a brief discussion about product planning. Thank you. Namaste.